The shooting incident of Superintendent Henry Jemmott in Belize, allegedly by Jasmine Hartin, has made international headlines. Now we have uncovered the real details leading up to the event that led to the death of the policeman. Hi again and welcome. This is Links 007 TV. Let's talk. And we're about to provide you with a detailed report of the account of what transpired on the night of May 28, in which the police superintendent was fatally shot. Stay tuned for that coming up next on the program. Welcome back and thanks for joining us for Links 007 TV. Let's talk. The situation that transpired to Superintendent Henry Jemmott is still edged on the minds of many, both in Belize and the wider Caribbean, after it is alleged that he was shot by Jasmine Hartin on May 28 in Belize. Today we are about to provide you with the horrific chain of events that are revealed in a detailed report for the very first time. It is understood that Miss Jasmine told police of the moment the gun went off, hitting the superintendent right behind his ears. Jasmine, who is currently in custody, is said to have called the situation a living nightmare. It is also stated in the report that after the shooting, she walked up and down the pier looking for Mr. Henry Jermott's body, as the body had fallen over into the sea. We're about now to provide you with the detailed and chilling events that led to the death of the superintendent. If it's the first time you're watching, please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell and click on all so you're always updated with the latest report. So I'm about to update you with the latest that we have in relation to this story, which has made international headlines. Stay tuned, this will be very detailed and we will recount the events of May 28, the night in which the police life was taken. The night of May 28 will forever edge on the minds on the family of Mr. Henry Jemmott. The night in question, Mr. Henry Jemmott was in the company of Miss Jasmine Hartin, right beside the Caribbean Sea, enjoying the nice Caribbean breeze and the aroma of the fresh air of the sea. Little did he knew that this would have been his final moments, as hours to come his life will be taken right at this very spot that he was enjoying a drink with the female. What really led to the death of the superintendent still puzzles his family and his close friends, and as the detailed chilling events of what transpired here, it just goes to show you it was a mere fact of an accident. Jasmine Hartin and Mr. Henry Jemmott was said to be friends for some time now. It was on May 28 that a single gunshot pierced the night's air, followed by a scream of help, then a splash in the water, and that would have been the body of Mr. Henry Jemmott. Miss Jasmine Hartin's life will never be the same again, based on the night of the events that took place on May 28. Today we're about to provide you with the horrific chains of events on May 28, in which the 32-year-old Jasmine Hartin accidentally shot dead her best friend, Belize Police Superintendent Mr. Henry Jemmott. This is actually the first time this report is being revealed and detailing the events of what transpired on May 28. Miss Jasmine Hartin and Mr. Henry Jemmott had been friends for years, ever since he worked his way up through the ranks on the tropical island in Belize, where he served from 2014 to 2019, eventually becoming a police chief. Jasmine and her longtime partner Andrew, age 43, lived at the Grand Colony Hotel on the island capital, San Pedro. Andrew also operates the luxurious venue next door. The family has opened a spectacular £700 a night resort nearby. Superintendent Jemmott used to dine with Miss Jasmine occasionally when he was stationed in St. Pedro, but the pair saw less of each other when he was transferred to another division. It is understood that in the detailed report, it is revealed that 6 days before the shooting of Mr. Henry Jemmott, Miss Jasmine was on the mainland where she attended a party in the capital when a man suddenly became aggressive towards her. Sources confirmed that she was shaken, that she called her police chief friend, and this would have been Mr. Henry Jemmott, who was just an hour drive away in Belize City. It is also stated that Superintendent Henry Jemmott immediately dispatched some officers from a nearby station who raced to Miss Jasmine's side, picked her up, and waited with her as Mr. Jemmott drove more than 50 miles in the middle of the night to pick her up. By the time he reached her, it was approximately 4:30 a.m. in the morning. It was during the drive back to Belize City, where Jasmine could catch a ferry back to her island home, that Superintendent Henry Jemmott first suggests that she get a gun. It is stated that he took his police-issued Glock 17 from his holster as he drove and handed it to her. Jasmine said, "He told me I needed to get a gun for my own personal safety," according to Miss Jasmine Hartin. Miss Jasmine Hartin stated that they started talking about guns. "He made me unload the bullets from his gun and reloaded them time and time again to practice for when I eventually get my own license for my own gun," the female stated. After she returned home, the policeman continued to text her, making sure that she was okay. He mentioned that he was taking some time away from his family and that would have been his common law wife and 3 children. Jasmine immediately offered to put him up at the Grand Colony Unit 1, a pretty villa right next to the beach, as a thank you for helping her with the situation that she had previously. Miss Jasmine Hartin told police that Mr. Henry Jemmott asked to see her that Wednesday evening, but she was too busy with her twins, so she had to decline. The next night, she and her partner Andrew attended a party at the Sunroof Top Lounge, returning home to Grand Colony at 10:30 p.m. Henry and his friend had been out fishing from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then they hit the bars before returning to the hotel. It is stated that during that same night, Miss Jasmine Hartin arranged to meet Mr. Henry Jemmott, despite the fact that both had been drinking from earlier on in the day. She asked Andrew, her common law husband, if he wanted to join them, as they were all friends, but he was tired and told her to go ahead without him. It is stated that she took a bottle of wine and some whiskey, arriving at Mr. Henry Jemmott Villa about 10:45 p.m. His friend, who was staying there with Mr. Henry Jemmott, was asleep. Miss Jasmine and Mr. Henry sat on the balcony of the villa and drank shots, despite the island operating at a 10 p.m. curfew. It is understood that she suggested that the two head down to the pier at the nearby Banana Beach Resort. Just before they left, Henry picked up his gun from the kitchen counter. While on the pier, they sat side by side, chatting and laughing, drinking and listening to music, and enjoying the warm Caribbean Sea. Miss Jasmine told police that she was sitting to the right of Mr. Henry Jemmott. At some point, he said, "Let's see if you have improved your gun skills," according to the report. Miss Jasmine admitted that she had been slow when loading and unloading his gun during the car ride days before the incident occurred. She stated that they have been sitting on the pier and she started loading and unloading his gun again. She said to the police, "The last time I did it, he took the bullets as I was unloading and placed them on the side beside him. I then put the gun and the magazine clip inside it and placed it to the right." It is understood that the superintendent, Henry Jemmott, asked her for a massage, prompting Jasmine to joke about him being spoiled. but she relented and moved behind him to rub his shoulder while the two were sitting on the pier. After a while, the superintendent suggested that they return to the Grand Colony and asked Jasmine to hand him the magazine so that he could reload the gun. It is understood that she told police that she had picked up the gun and tried to eject the magazine clip, but it was stuck. She stated that she struggled to get the magazine out of the gun when suddenly the gun went off. She stated that she had no idea that a bullet was still in the chamber. Horrified in utter shock, Miss Jasmine recoiled as the body fell on top of her, covering her with blood. She tried to extricate herself, only for Mr. Henry to fall in the water. She became hysterical after the single gunshot rang out through the midst of the night. A security guard from a nearby hotel raced to the scene to find her walking up and down the pier. One person picked up the gun while Jasmine, in a state of shock, sat down with her clothes soaked in blood. So that was how the police superintendent, Mr. Henry Jemmott, was shot. The examination of the post-mortem examination revealed that he died of massive hemorrhage to the brain caused by a single gunshot wound behind the right ear. Days before the incident, Mr. Henry Jemmott was on 5-day break after being given official leave from his duties for personal reasons. So this was actually what transpired to the police superintendent. It seemed as if it was just a mere accident with the firearm going off and hitting him at a point on his body where he did not survive the ordeal. As it relates to Miss Jasmine Hartin, we're not sure what she will be charged with, but based on her account of the situation and based on the evidence that the police have gathered so far, they believe that this is what really transpired, and they are thinking about a charge of manslaughter based on the fact that she was not actually carrying out a murder. It was just a act of an accident or something that just went terribly wrong with the event that led to the death of the police superintendent. But we'll continue to track this story and provide you with any more information to come on this. This has been Links 007 TV. Let's talk. Peace out and much respect goes out to you, the viewers. Have a blessed and productive day.